It's that time again. Time to make our annual bid for a return to our former glory in Eurovision. And if this year isn't our year, maybe next year. What's another year? So, welcome to another video from YouTube Ireland. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the 6 hopefuls that are competing to represent Ireland at this year's Eurovision. So the songs this year, they're a step up from last year. We've got a better crop this year, so it bodes well. What I'll do is we'll look at them in order from what we would consider the weakest or the worst entry up to the strongest one. Now they're all okay, so there's nothing particularly bad in this crop. Let's start with the song called Hawaii from Public Image Limited. This is the band that was formed in the late 70s after the Sex Pistols broke up. So it's like Johnny Rotten's band, or John Lydon as his proper name is. And he set up after having like massive success with the Sex Pistols because what they did was groundbreaking and shocking. But then the new band hasn't had anywhere near the same sort of notoriety as his former band. And I think the main reason this song Hawaii is in the selection is because of his name, because that he is like well known from the late 70s and a lot of people would have heard of the Sex Pistols. But if it was just a song sent in by John Power from Dunmore East, it wouldn't have been in the final 6. So it's kind of pleasant. There's a nice touching story behind it in that himself and his wife are one of these rare celebrity couples where they have great longevity. They've been together over 40 years, and she now has Alzheimer's, which is a degenerative condition. But one of the things that she always remembers is the trip to Hawaii they took that she loved. So that's a way of bringing her back to something she remembers. And that's what the song is about. So it kind of withers along aimlessly, and I definitely consider it the weakest of the bunch. Now, it may not finish last because of its notoriety, but it's definitely not going to win it, that's for sure. Right, so that's, it's a kind of song that you'd be surprised because they're an English band that they didn't enter for the UK, but what he said about that is that the UK wouldn't have him. So he's going to try Ireland because we're more sound or something. Also, though he did mention that he hates the Eurovision, so maybe not the best idea to go into it if you hate it. Now, our second weakest song, I reckon, is the one from Longford. So the song from Longford, it's a duo. What are they called? Yeah. Kofi Apaya and Nevlon Dampari, who are from Longford, and they're rappers. Now, they have, I think their parents came over from Ghana. There's Ghanaian heritage there. So, like, it would be, if we did send this song to Eurovision, it would be, like, just notable, because we've never sent anyone black to Eurovision before. So that would be a first for Ireland, and we've never sent rap either. So, yeah. Oh, well, Dustin the Turkey counts as rap. Or I think that's the C variety of rap. C rap, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Now, what I like about this song is that if it was written by some Californian rappers, say, then it would be all about going in their rides with their girlfriends with the top down in the sunshine, going to the beach. But because this was written in Ireland, about their lives in Ireland, it's about the rain. So that's Irish rap. It's grand, but I can't see it picking up many votes. Like, I don't think it's the best example of rap music. I think it might be more in for the novelty of being a rap song more than for being a good rap song, and that's our problem. So it's all right, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Next in order, we have Adgy. Adgy is the pop star name for Andrew Carr, who comes from Donegal. He's been mad into his music for a long time. He went over to London to pursue writing and producing, performing. He's back in Ireland now, and he's released music that's got loads of streams, and he's built up a profile for himself. This one here is written with a Hungarian producer, who's, I think, was living in London and then settled in Amsterdam because the electronic music scene there is very strong. So there's that electro edge in this from the co-writer. So it is a bit reminiscent of early 2010s Adal music from the Hungarian national final. It does remind me a little bit of that. But it's an okay kind of entry. I can't see it challenging. There's something about the song where it just feels like a demo. There's something about it that it's not quite, the mastering or something isn't quite there. Something in the mix is off. So I wouldn't want this representing us. That would be number 4 of 6 on my list. So into the top 3 we go. In third place, I would have the song by another Donegal artist, actually. So we've had so far London, Longford, Donegal, and more Donegal. So this person's name is, what is it again now? Leah Jane. Leah Jane is originally from Letterkenny and moved down to Dublin. She was actually studying in, I think it's BIM, the music college in Dublin. My nephew's gone there, actually. So the song, one complaint I have about this is that if you're in BIM is like a hotbed of talent. They have an entire songwriting stream. So what's a little disappointing is that she didn't get together with some of her college mates and put together a package with them, because there's just so much talent in that college. Which is actually done is she has a writing credit on it, but also there's 3 Europeans who mucked in on the writing credits. So someone from Estonia, someone from I think Finland or maybe Iceland, I can't remember, and the other person is from England. So that's the writing team behind this one. So it's kind of written for Eurovision with European people, that kind of a way. The song itself is quite good. The verse is very strong, but it's let down by a weak chorus. But if it were to get the ticket to go to Eurovision, it would definitely not be the worst choice. It could hold its own. There might be an outside chance of semi-final qualification. Right, now this leads us to my favourite 2 songs of this bunch. So there's a band called Wild Youth, who in 2017 they got a viral hit that went to number 1 on Spotify in Ireland, and they've done pretty well in the charts, the Irish charts, since then. They've got a lot of radio airplay. They've built up quite a profile for themselves, and they've been very keen to do the Eurovision for a few years. It's something that they've expressed an interest for a number of years now. They've wanted to do this, so this is no surprise that they are in the mix here. So Wild Youth have a song called We Are One, and it is a good tune. There's vibes of kind of anthemic, there's slight kind of U2 vibes in there, but more up to date, more like it fits in with today's music. One of the criticisms I'd have of this one, and it's only a small thing, is that they tend to write their own songs. That's what they've done. That's what's made them successful. That's why they have a fan base. But for this, and I hate when bands do this, it's like, just do your own thing and put that in for Eurovision. What you do is good enough to make you famous, so just go with it. It's a good example of, an Irish band doing an Irish song. But what they did was, for this one, they drafted in a songwriter who has written songs for the Melody Festival before, and with Ireland, he wrote Dying to Try, which was our 2017 effort, which didn't get out of the semi. So, I think we are very capable of not getting out of the semi with a fully Irish written song. So I don't see the point in drafting in talent to fail to qualify from the semi. So that's a little bit disappointing. However, the upside is the band did have a hand in writing this, and it is definitely stronger than Dying to Try, and it should qualify from the semi if it is picked. Also, the band themselves, they've plenty of stage experience, so they should be able to give it a good performance. So that's encouraging. Now, so that leaves us with one more song. This, in my opinion, is the best one of the bunch. It's just very, very sweet, very interesting, very chilled, very laid back. It's not trying too hard to be a Eurovision song, which is the failing of, if you were to say, the ones in this selection that are trying too hard to be Eurovision songs would be the songs from Leah Jane, Wild Youth and Adgy. Those three are very much trying their hardest to be Eurovision songs. This one isn't. So it's a song called Midnight Summer Night, and it's performed by Connolly, which is like the pop star name for Jennifer Connolly, who's a 20-year-old singer-songwriter from County Galway. She's studying music, and she wrote this one in the middle of the pandemic. And it's just her. There's no co-writers. Everything is her in this, which is also very refreshing to see, in my opinion. And the song is just chilled. It's chilled, it's catchy, and it's gentle, and it should stand out in the field if it were selected for the Eurovision. And with this kind of song, the performance and the staging and how relaxed the performer looks will play a big part in whether it can create a magic moment and pick up votes and qualify from the semi. Like, it would need to be staged cleverly and with subtlety, rather than trying to batter down people's door for votes. That kind of smell of desperation type of staging would not do the song any favours. It needs to be understated. But yeah, this would give us a great chance of qualification, and also would do us proud because it's just a good song. So that's it. Now, what's going to win? That's the next question. Are we correct in our assumption that Midnight Summer Night, our favourite one, will be the one to walk away with it? Well, here's what the bookies think. The bookies think the top three most likely songs in this selection to get Eurovision for Ireland are: third most likely, Leah Jane, Wild, with odds of around 5-1. Second most likely, Wild Youth, We Are One, with odds of around 4-1. But the hot favourite to get there, relatively hot favourite, is Connolly, Midnight Summer Night. So our favourite one is actually the favourite of the bookies to get there, with odds of, you're not going to get anything better than 3-1. It'll be less than 3-1, around 2.7-1. Those kind of odds is what you're likely to get on that song right now. So that's what the bookies think, and they don't like to be parted from their money easily. So maybe she's in with a good shout. Perhaps she's an excellent live performer. I don't know about that. We'll find out on Friday. Then, if you look at the Eurovision Fans, by the way, the rest of the form with the bookies is that fourth is Adgy, fifth is Johnny Rotten, and sixth is the rap song. Okay, with the Eurovision Fans, and there have been thousands of votes in this poll. In sixth place is Down in the Rain. In fifth place is Wild Youth, We Are One. In fourth place is Public Image Limited with Hawaii. In third place is Wild by Leah Jane. And then second is Adgy, but first by a mile with around double the votes of second place. Again, it's Connolly with Midnight Summer Night. However, we're not done yet. What else is there to say to you? Well, what I would like to do is give you a tip of, if you wanted to put a bet on before the contest on Friday evening, I think your money would be best spent going for Wild Youth. I think that's going to be our winner. As good as the Connolly song is, it's a little understated. I think the public and perhaps the international jury mightn't necessarily consider it Eurovision material, even though it is, because all you need to be Eurovision material is to be a good bloody song. That's pretty much it. You don't have to try any magic formula or to sound Eurovision-y. That's not the way to win. But yeah, I think that's going to go under the radar, even though it's the favourite in fan polls and with the bookies. I just don't think the public are going to go for it. Wild Youth has those kind of hooks and just, those moments. I think it's going to come across great live, and that's going to be our winner. and that will do well in Eurovision as well. It should qualify from the semi anyway. And where it happens after that, who knows? Will it be win number 8? Dubious, but never say never. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that little rundown on this year's Eurosong. Slán.